2018 Aston Martin Vantage unveiled. The new 503 bhp V8-engined Aston Martin Vantage is a statement car that showcases how the brand's future models will become more individual and confident, according to its designer. The new two-seater follows the DB11 as the second product of the British firm Second Century plan, under which it will launch 7 new cars in 7 years. To ensure sufficient separation between the models, Aston is taking a bolder approach for each design. How James Bond's DB10 contributed to the new Vantage. The firm has revamped its entry-level model with an analog approach that puts the focus on providing a direct, engaging drive, and that is reflected in the car's exterior and interior design. The design team is trying to push a lot more and show the character of each car, designer Sam Holgate told Autocar. The Vantage is about being the hunter. It's a car you want to get in and chase down a Lamborghini Huracan or a Porsche 911. Q&A with Aston Martin's chief technical officer on the new Vantage. The new Vantage's front end is dominated by the lowest-sided functioning grille to have been used on a mainstream production Aston Martin. The bonnet is a single clamshell design, with minimal shut lines. The turbocharged V8 engine doesn't require vents cut into the bonnet, although a slight bulge has been employed to link the car to the old V12 Vantage design and to create room for under-bonnet airflow to the turbo. The flanks of the new Vantage have large side-cut features just behind the front wheels, which reflect the firm's traditional side strakes and reduce pressure on the front tires to cut drag. First drive, Aston Martin Vantage prototype. The most dramatic styling is at the rear of the car, which is dominated by a large, downforce-generating diffuser, another first for a mainstream production Aston. Holgate called the diffuser a signature of the Vantage. "If you see this car overtaking you, you'll know it's an Aston Martin," he said. The new Vantage has no active aerodynamics but instead generates all its downforce through the low front, small rear boot lip, flat underbody and diffuser. The heightened styling of the Vantage echoes some of the flourishes seen on recent Aston Martin specials, such as the Vulcan and Vantage GT12. Holgate said, "With the special projects, we can push our DNA a lot further than we originally thought, and that's given us the confidence to not be so precious about features on the production cars. When you do that, it can snowball into something that's quite special, but still an Aston Martin." Opinion: will the new Aston Martin Vantage justify its price? The Vantage has been designed around the Mercedes-AMG-built 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 engine used in the DB11. It's tuned to produce 505 pounds-foot of torque at 2,000 to 5,000 revolutions per minute, a small increase on the DB11. The Vantage can achieve 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.6 seconds, with a top speed of 195 miles per hour. Aston Martin claims estimated fuel economy of 26.8 miles per gallon on the combined cycle. Notably, the Vantage has been developed specifically for the V8 engine, with a V12 version likely to follow. The firm currently has no plans to produce a hybrid version of this generation of the Vantage. A hybrid Vantage is unlikely to arrive until the next generation of the model is launched, the firm having announced plans to offer an electrified version of every new car it produces from 2025 onwards. Power is driven to the rear wheels of the Vantage through a rear-mounted ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, with an electronic limited-slip differential that offers dynamic stability control and dynamic torque vectoring modes. The new electronic rear differential, dubbed an eDiff, is designed to make the car feel more composed in straight lines and corners. A manual gearbox is due to follow next year. The chassis is based on the same bonded aluminium structure first used for the DB11, although Aston Martin says that 70% of the structure's components are new for the Vantage. The car has a dry weight of 1,530 kilograms. It features double wishbone suspension at the front, with multi-link suspension at the rear. Unlike with the DB11, the rear subframe is solidly mounted to the car rather than rubber-mounted. The aim of this is to increase the car's rigidity and offer improved feel for the driver. There is adaptive damping, with 3 different modes: Sport, Sport Plus, and Track. The car runs on 20-in wheels at the front and rear and specially developed Pirelli P0 tires. The front wheels feature two-piece 400mm steel brakes, with 360mm ventilated co-cast discs at the rear. Carbon ceramic brakes will be offered as an option. The new Vantage is 4,465mm long and 2,153mm wide, including mirrors, with a wheelbase of 2,704mm achieved by extending the wheels towards each corner. Chief Technical Officer Max Zwaj said this is a key element of the design. Having short overhangs helps the vehicle dynamics, he said. It focuses everything in the central part of the car, which helps balance with the 50-50 weight distribution. The two-seater also features a 350-liter boot, which was an important consideration for Aston Martin to ensure the car would be a viable option for weekend trips. The interior of the new Vantage draws on the analog design of the exterior, with a driver-focused layout that features a combination of rotary and toggle controls. The controls are grouped into clusters for different systems on the central feature. It's very different from our traditional layout, with much more drama. It's more of a cockpit feel, said Holgate. We've tried to keep the analog feel with the switches, especially the toggle ones. A leather and Alcantara interior, with a black leather steering wheel, is standard, and the range of optional extras includes carbon fiber interior and exhaust details. The Vantage also features an 8.0-inch LCD screen as standard, with smartphone integration. Aston Martin's designers have worked on a range of interior and exterior personalization options, which are grouped into sets to give the car a variety of looks. Prices for the new Vantage will start from £120,900 in the UK, with deliveries beginning in the second quarter of 2018. Related stories. Aston Martin DB10 review. Aston Martin DB11 V8 review. Aston Martin Vantage, 2017, review. But clearly this car is not targeted at me. Love it overall, but it looks like something is missing at the front, like the grille has fallen out of the surround. Hopefully there'll be some kind of accessory to plug in there, not that I'll be able to afford it. Pug ugly at the front. Why didn't the designers stick with the DB10 styling? There's really no excuse for this. I like the look of this. Interior looks interesting too. So much more desirable than the average McLaren. I think this new Vantage looks great. It's nowhere near as elegant as its predecessor, but it still looks fabulous and striking, while I prefer its more muscular looks, and overall I think the details and proportions are better executed than the DB11, which I think just looks plain odd, even awkward. More importantly, is that both this new Vantage and the DB11 look completely different from each other inside and out compared to their predecessors, and there also appears to be more distinction between the dynamics and overall intent of their sports car and GT models. I'm not sure what statement it's supposed to be making. On first sight of that front end I thought it was a new MX-5 concept. In fact, the more I look at it from every angle, the more I think it's the love child of an MX-5 and an F-Type. The double badging on the rear, the cheap-looking interior.